This podcast is part of the Big Heads Media Podcast Network. Go to bigheadsmedia.com for more great podcasts.
Ladies and gentlemen, making their way to the microphones, it's Jack. It's Kenny. It's the Rock and Roll Up Podcast.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Rock and Roll Up Podcast. My name is Kenny, and this is my esteemed co-host. Hi.
Hi there. Hi, it's Jack. Hi. Hi there.
Hi there. How are you doing today, Jack?
Hi there. How are you?
I'm fine.
It's my new radio voice.
You're trying it out.
Yeah. What do you think? Maybe hi mates as the intro? Hi mates. What do you think?
Whenever people speak like that, it's like they really want you to care about them, and they really care about you.
Oh, hi.
Oh,
Very throaty.
hi there.
First minute, it just said hi.
It just says hi retro.
Hi retro. Yes, that's my t-shirt me papa made for me back in the day. It's a retro surf shirt. So there we are. I'm going to keep these up for the whole show, if that's okay.
That'll be fine.
Hi there. I'm going to drop them.
You're joining us from a sticky and sweaty England today. It is hot. Have you've got yourself an ice pack?
I have an ice pack on my pack. It's in my crotch at the moment.
Hello.
It's on my packet. It's this size, not my crotch. You can see the underside there. That's the bedding. That's taken off the bedding.
Oh.
Yeah, put it on there. Watery. Picked up all the dust. So that's nice.
Claggy.
Yeah. It's a little, it's too cold to put on me, but it's too hot to not have it on me.
Yeah,
so,
shouldn't it be wrapped in a towel?
Thank you.
I'm always prepared.
Coming in here thinking he's the master of the cool box.
Well, I'm that cool, and I've got a box.
You do have a very cool box. Yes, it's a heat wave over here in the UK. Apparently Thursday was going to be the hottest day on record ever since the last one.
Since the one last year. Changes every year now.
Changes every year. Since records began, when was that? I looked it up, about 1870. Yeah. So discount hundreds of thousands of years before that.
All
records.
Of that.
You know what I should do today, mate? I'm going to start some records. I'm just going to write what's going on.
The day before the records.
Yeah.
What would the weather be like this time? What was it last year? Don't know. There's no record. There's no record of it.
Record. Right. You know what we should do? Let's just write it down. Today, sunny. You'd never have known. 200 years in the future, people would be going, sunny.
See the rest of this week?
See this?
Sunny.
It's more sunny.
Hi. Hi there. Hi there.
The wrong way round on my screen. It might be inverted on yours. We don't know. So we'll give it the both. We'll give it as well. There. Come on. Let's tell the viewers and the listeners what's in store today.
Well, we've got some news. We're going to be covering some gaming news. We're going to be covering some music-y news. We're going to be playing some games, aren't we, Jack?
We're going to be playing some lovely bloody games today.
And
it's a funny, gamey, funny little cheeky episode, isn't it, mate? Eh?
I'm going to be taking responsibility.
Your shirt off. Oh.
So look forward to that, where I take hi there.
Hi there.
I take
hi there. We've got news. We've
there.
Got games. Hi there. Just a quick pitch for today's show. News, games. It's all there. We're going to kick off with something that you've been delving into head first, haven't you? What have you been up to this week?
No, we're not. We're going to kick off with some news from Jack Cowling.
Right. Well, This week, I've been mostly eating ice.
Remember when we were planning this podcast and we said that you'd start off with some news that had been happening because you'd looked into some things? Maybe do your job.
I'm going to be honest, I'm too distracted by the plethora of foam letters I've got next to me.
What?
There's a B. There's a B in the flat. I mean, it's just, I've got it all. I'm like Tim Vine. What can I say?
Yeah.
This week, what have I been doing? Well, I've been looking at Classic Rock Magazine's 100 best songs of the 21st century.
Okay.
And what is number one, sir? I mean, I was going to get you to guess. You already know. So people out there, you guess while we count down the clock. You have a little think. What could be the best song of the last million years?
Million.
Classic rock and vein.
I didn't see from 2 backwards. So do you know any of those ones?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
Actually,
count us down.
Like I don't do prep or something.
Yeah.
I don't think I can spell out any expletives with the letters, which is a shame. Top 5.
Okay. So
number 5.
What could be in the top 5?
Pop a jingle there.
Is Mr. So we're talking from 2000, yeah?
Yes.
Okay. So is something like Danny California in the top 5?
You've gone wrong.
Very popular song though. What about Mr. Brightside?
Because basically, you know what they've done is they're doing 21st Century Breakdown, which is our episode type.
That's us.
That's us, baby. No one else should be doing these lists. Nope. I shall tell you, there is... Well, the top 5's kind of easy. The top 5's kind of easy. Maybe I'll give you a 5, give you an idea of what we're letting ourselves in for. Number 5, an iconic riff, a riff that spans sporting events.
Okay. Yeah.
Seven Nation Army.
Of course. Right.
Of course. It's classic. Everybody knows it. Number 4, though, a song that we've debated, quite controversial, a song that we've debated before. You like it, I don't like it.
Oh, okay. It's The Best of You by the Foo Fighters.
Foo Fighters, nowhere near their best song, is number 4 on the greatest songs of the century.
I rated it as, I think, my favourite song of that year on 21st Century Breakdown.
Yeah, that was a wrong decision from you.
Is Thirsty Merc on there, mate? Any Thirsty Merc on there?
Wow. Okay. He's resorted to a bit of aggression. Number 3, a band that you texted about the other day, and you said, not really into these guys. I'm sick of his voice. Remember?
Oh, yes. Who was that?
On this day.
Oh, yes. Yeah. Alter Bridge.
Alter Bridge, but with Blackbird up at number 3.
What? Do you know that song?
Yeah. I mean, I couldn't sing it to you, but I do own it. So I think it probably goes something like this. Probably does that.
No, that's
I think it's that one. Pretty sure it's that one. I think all of their songs have that bit in somewhere.
Yeah.
Number 2, an iconic classic rock band. Of course, they're going to make the top 5, but not a song that you'd expect to be in there. But of course, it has to be in there because it's from the past 20 years, if that makes any sense. A classic rock band, a solid classic rock band. Come on, who's going to be in the top 5? Who hasn't been mentioned yet?
From 20...
Foundation of classic rock.
What, from the 2000s?
Dead air. That's what we want. Absolute dead air.
I don't know. I can't think of any foundational classic rock from the last 20 years.
Well, it's not necessarily from the. I mean, they're not from the last 20 years, but they existed within the last 20.
They've
years.
had a big single.
Wow.
The Stones.
You can argue it. It's AC/DC with Rock and Roll Train, a song which I've never heard.
No,
but I think it goes a little something like this. Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah, could be that one.
I think it does that.
Maybe it's this one.
You're blowing your microphone, man. That audio's going to go. Whoop.
They did release what? Black Ice was one of their albums since 2000, like 2010 or something.
Black Eyed Peas. Yeah, that was that collaboration.
Yeah.
I don't know. They did. It was for like Spider-Man or something. What was it? They did a film score or something.
Oh, yes. Yes. They did Iron Man.
Iron Man.
Yeah.
It might be from that. I've got no idea. Sorry,
Maybe.
sorry,
Could be
boys.
that.
Sorry,
Yeah.
boys.
Yeah. Mainly listening to the pre-2000 AC/DC. If I'm gonna listen to it, probably before the year 2000.
Controversial, but I'd probably stick a best of on before I stick on their last album. Controversial. Well, number one,
Yeah.
the listeners have had a chance to digest. It's a song which we love, a band that we've talked about in 21st Century Breakdown amongst other episodes. It's I Believe in a Thing Called Love by The Darkness, which is great. It's great.
I love it. Yeah.
It's got the riff, even though the riff was literally stolen from Going Loco down in Acapulco, but that's fine. Great riff, great falsetto vocals, great solo.
Love that.
Catchy, hooky, funny lyrics, great video on the spaceship, everything. But I could list a few of the songs that it beat to number one.
Okay.
You're going to be angry. Number 9, Blood Brothers, Iron Maiden, 2015 remaster.
I mean, it's good, but it's not the best Iron Maiden song of the last 20 years.
That's what I thought.
It's a very good song, but no, not for me.
It beat out American Idiot at number 15.
Yeah, I mean, again, not my favourite song on that album, but because it's a big single, makes sense.
I think it's the single and the impact perhaps it had at the time, I guess.
Yeah.
Nice to see the Struts are in the top 20, which are a band that we like.
Oh, great.
We've Kiss This at number 17.
Very much. I mean, one of their worst songs.
Yeah, I mean, like it's it's not my favourite. It's fine. Yeah, it's good.
A band very much inspired by the band at the top.
Absolutely. Nice to see Rival Sons in there in the top 20 with 18. I've mentioned them before.
Nice.
Red Hot Chili's appear at 19 with By the Way, which is nowhere near my favourite Chili's song. But I can see why it's in there.
Yeah.
Number 20, Supermassive Black Hole, Muse. So that's an idea of your top 20. There's Slash in there, there's Clutch in there, ZZ Top, bands like that as well. But just a selection of the songs that fell short to The Darkness, I Believe in a Thing Called Love.
Yeah. Talking of The Darkness, they will be appearing on our next episode where we talk about our favourite cover songs.
Whoa, special alert.
Special alert, just announced it. It's coming up.
Pressure.
That Darkness cover that you sent me last night, that was bloody brilliant.
Nice, isn't it? Yeah. Well, I can't spoil it, but yeah.
Oh.
Started from a jam and ended up on the album. That's the kind of
Yeah, I've never heard it before, and I just had the biggest smile on my face throughout the whole thing. It was so good.
Very good.
So,
New episode type coming soon.
Yeah.
Yes, The Darkness. We've seen them. We've mentioned it multiple times. Great band. Love them. Is it the best song? I mean, that is a top 5 song for me. I'd have to see all of the songs to actually go through and work
in
out.
terms of, I guess you're looking at things through that kind of classic rock magazine view. So you're not really talking like indie, which would be a lot of my top songs from 2000.
Yeah.
Be more indie than appealing to a classic rock audience. I would say in terms of big singles, that's maybe number 1. I remember, I think Planet Rock did a countdown of the best riffs of all time. And I Believe in a Thing Called Love got like 3rd or something. Something, I mean, it's so good.
That is very high, isn't it? Yeah.
Not my favourite Darkness song, but my favourite is probably an album track. I don't even think it was a single.
Really?
Probably, maybe Friday Night was released, wasn't it, as a single?
Yeah, it was like the 4th or 5th. I love that song.
But then, Love on a Rocks with No Ice.
Great riff.
Black Shadow. I mean, there's so many. The whole
I guess
album, from start. My top 10 is the first Darkness album.
The first album, Permission to Land, of course, which has made our playlist. If you look at 21st Century Breakdown, Rock and Roll Up podcast, We have a playlist of all the songs that we like from the 21st century so far. We're up to 2005. The Darkness do appear on there. So
They do.
all I'm saying is we got there before classic rock. So
We were doing lists, breaking down things from the past before everybody else, baby.
all I'm saying is I never saw anyone do that before us. So
No, definitely not.
copyright. So yes, that's what I've been looking at. I've been looking at lists of stuff.
Nice.
What have you been doing? Segway.
Segway.
You see, they're stopping making segways after 19 years.
I did see that.
They have cancelled production on segways. Thoughts, feelings, opinions?
I've never been on a Segway. Have you?
I've never been on a segway.
Why are they stopping? It's because they're dangerous or something.
I didn't read any further, but
Okay.
I think it's because they are sexist.
Well, in that case, I'm all for it.
Yeah.
Cancel the
Segway.
Segway.
Have you ever eaten a Subway on a segway?
Answers on a postcard. If somebody has, let us know. And just be careful because you are officially a sexist.
Yeah. Official, stamped. Come on, talking of sexism, what have you been playing?
So, so the first bit of news that I want to talk about today, it's
It's Kenny's news section. Ooh.
ta-da!
Ta-da!
Doing that a lot. It's a Boosh thing, isn't it? That.
It's the Boosh thing. Can't watch that anymore.
Oh, don't mention the
Hello.
Boosh. Look at them shine. Look at them shine.
Only comedy for us this episode. Very much just making ourselves laugh in this episode.
Just things that have built up over the last sort of decade or so of our friendship. Longer now, actually.
Longer. We can just call this episode In Jokes.
In Jokes. Yeah. Okay, here we go. I've been playing The Last of Us 2.
Oh, the sequel to your favourite game of all time.
It is no denying.
If there was a list of the best 21st century games, that would be on number one.
No question. If we did a 21st century breakdown of games, it would be my favourite game of all time. It's a masterpiece. And I'm playing the second one. And let me stop here. Don't worry. I'm not going to spoil anything.
No spoilers here.
I personally find everything a spoiler. So someone's reaction is a spoiler. Now, I am going to give some reaction. But if someone says, oh, I hated it, because you know what that person's into, like if it's a friend, like, oh, I found the story to be this, or then you know what to expect. Or if someone is shocked by something and you know roughly where they are in the story, and they're like, oh my God, I can't believe what's happened. I don't want to know. Oh, go away. I'll speak to you in 4 to 6 days. I thought I'd cover, selected 10 out of 10 reviews. IGN, Game Informer, Games Radar, Eurogamer, 10 out of 10. GameSpot, who I usually trust over IGN, because IGN have been embroiled in lots of controversy about paid reviews, things that we spoke about on last week's episode about movies. IGN, very much with games and movies, they're in bed. They're in bed with the major.
Cozied up to them, spooning them.
They're like this. They're like, oh, hello, love. Hello, how are you?
Hello. Oh, your hair smells nice.
Oh, 10 out of 10 games. Oh, yeah. Bit of funding. Oh, yeah.
Funding. Wow.
Yeah. Bit of that. GameSpot gave it an 8. Now, as soon as I saw that they'd given it an 8, I turned it off. I want to know why they gave it an 8, but once I finished.
Okay.
The interesting thing, Metacritic is a 95 from 97 critics. Now, we spoke about Rotten Tomatoes last week as well. However, user score, 3.9 from nearly 50,000 when I looked the other day. So we're talking about a potential review bombing. We're talking about some sort of split between the critics and the audience.
Mm-hmm.
Now, people would wonder, well, it's 3.9 from 50,000. Has this impacted anything? Well, no.
And that's Kenny's news.
Sales. Early sales figures show that it is Sony's fastest selling physical game of this generation by 1% over Horizon, faster selling than God of War, all in a pandemic.
Whoa.
The shops, I mean, I game reopened on the 15th. It came out, the 19th?
Yeah.
I went in and picked it up physically, but a lot of people, so UK game sales don't account for digital sales, and it's already the fastest selling physical game of this entire generation.
You braved the physical shop, Kenny Beveridge, rock and roller. He walked in with a mask, without a mask.
I didn't have a mask on.
And you were spitting on people, I heard. Was that what you were doing?
I was frothing with excitement for the game.
Okay. You're going to have to clear that up before you come in the shop, sir.
So we're talking 40% higher than Animal Crossing, which is the second highest physical game sale of
This Animal Crossing thing.
I don't know.
People banging on about it.
I don't
Come
know.
over. Come and buy my coconuts. What? What are you about? I don't understand it. Because I've seen it, and it doesn't look like it's well designed. So I'm confused.
I don't know.
What's the appeal?
I'm sure I think it's one of those very relaxing games.
It's like, I really, you know what I want? I want a simulator. I want a potato farmer simulator. Well, let's rebox that. Animal Crossing.
Yeah, I don't get it. There's a large amount of Nintendo games that I don't understand the appeal.
Well, it's popular, so we must be in the wrong.
Very popular. I don't get it.
Yeah. No.
But yeah, so The Last of Us 2 sold incredibly well despite the pandemic and everything. And it's a game about a pandemic that then ruins civilization.
You know what I really need, love? Escapism. I'm going to buy The Last of Us 2. I just need to get away from all this stuff in the real world.
Yeah. So, I mean, initial impressions, it's a very powerful game. The sound design's amazing. The graphics are probably the best I've ever seen on a console. I'm enjoying it a lot.
Good.
I will save anything further for maybe a little bit further on, where I might dissect the story. There were spoilers that came out before, all that kind of stuff. I'm unaware of all of that. So once I've finished, I'll be watching all the reviews. I'll be reading all the commentaries. I'll be looking at what the leaks were, etc. Maybe we'll do a rundown of that after I've finished. But at the moment, I'm shut away in my little room. I've been playing it in the dark on headphones at night.
Right. So quite a scary game.
Oh, it's scary.
Yeah. Very gory, I've heard. Very gory.
Very gory. Very gory.
Maybe too gory, some people have said.
I mean, those people are pussies.
He for pussy.
Yeah. When you're doing a realistic game about people fighting for survival against a horrific mushroom fungal disease that takes over their brains, it's probably going to be quite gory. So, and it says 18 on the box, so fuck
Talking
off.
Talking of horrific fungal disease, how's your rash, mate? Is it okay?
Yeah, it's doing all right.
I actually do have some heat rash, so
yeah.
it's horrible.
Yeah, pop that ice on it. That'll turn into. There it is.
Well, I'm cradling him quite a lot during this episode.
Yeah.
I think it might be slowing down my heart rate quite a lot.
Yeah.
If I just gently go to sleep, just shout, wake me up. What's that?
Yeah, that was a funny joke, wasn't it, Jack?
Mummy?
So yes, that's The Last of Us. So I shan't say any more on it. They're going to move on to
More on it.
Hey, Jack is going to lead us into our first game of the episode.
I'm going to lead us in with a return feature. We've been returning to the classics in Megaphone and other stuff that we've done in the past, but
What would that stuff be, Jack? Did you have a little blank?
We've done talking. We've done jokes.
We bought back Monkey Tennis, didn't we? That's what you're thinking of.
We did orangutan badminton. Oh no, Monkey Tennis.
Yeah. That's the rip-off that I'm sure Classic Rock magazine will be doing soon.
Lovely stuff. That's why you're here. That's the only reason you're here. Two guys, one cup of lies. That's what we're bringing back. We ridiculous. We've done it on
the worst name.
Yeah. I wanted to call it "Would I Lie to You, Baby?" but that got vetoed. We called it Two Guys, One Cup of Lies. Well, we're not going to tell you what that's a parody of, but maybe we'll do that in another episode.
Maybe.
It's a game which we've done in Halloween, Christmas, New Year, where I talk about traditions and I give a selection of facts and one fictional account that I've made up, and Kenny has to guess the lie or indeed guess the truth. Two guys, one cup of lies. This week, there's two subjects. Number one is summer solstice, which has just passed us on the, when was it, the 20th?
Yeah, something like that.
Something like that. Stonehenge was closed off this year due to the coronavirus, so no Gandalfs, no Dumbledores were there doing their thing.
Did they? There was a live stream, right? Is that right?
Apparently there was in the day, of the various things happening. I remember once going to a summer solstice event in Avebury, where we used to live near in Wiltshire, Somerset area. And I saw a lady walking a cat on a lead. So that's what you're dealing with there.
Avebury is my family always make out as though Avebury is full of less nutters than Stonehenge when it comes to the celebration of the solstice and things like that. Maybe not with the cat walkers.
Well, I think perhaps one day a year or two with winter solstice as well. I remember I did a week's work experience in the tourist information in Avebury.
Yeah, wow.
And as you can imagine, that was a DOS because there was nothing to do. People would come in, but because I wasn't really educated enough, I couldn't really field any questions. So they would just go and send me out and go, just have a walk around if you want and take it all in. So for a week, I walked around the stones like a wizard.
Were you?
Yeah.
By the end, you weren't wearing shoes. That's what I heard.
Well, I woke up in a completely different place, naked, covered in weeds.
Sheep's blood just smeared.
Yeah, and just a lute next to me.
A cup of ale.
Yeah. After that week, I could play the lute. So. So yes, Two Guys, One Cup of Lies. Summer solstice. What we're talking about.
Yeah.
I'm going to give you 4 facts. One of them is made up. Number 1, the longest day that's ever been measured was in 1912, and it was almost 4 milliseconds longer than 24 hours.
Well,
that was just since records began, by the way.
Right. I was going to make that joke, but cheers. Yeah.
Sorry, mate.
Thanks, man.
Cheers. Up the veil. On Uranus.
A lute. I don't know what a lute even. Not this.
Tiny little thing, isn't it? A lute.
Yeah.
Number 2. On Uranus, the summer solstice happens once every 84 years. I shouldn't laugh at Uranus, but that is funny. On Uranus, the summer solstice happens once every 84 years.
I like it.
Only on Uranus, though.
Okay.
Number 3.
Because it's got its own gravitational pull, because it's big enough.
Yours does, yeah.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'm there, I'm just whirling around it. I can't get out. Help! Number 3. American rock band Train performed their hit song Hey Soul Sister in the middle of Stonehenge during the band's heyday in 2009. after the British Druid Order mistakenly booked them, believing their song to be about summer solstice traditions?
I mean, okay. I
Hey, solstice.
desperately want that to be the one that's true. One of the ones that's true.
Number 4, in Alaska, the summer solstice is celebrated with a midnight baseball game. That's your 4 options, sir. We've got the longest day, we've got Uranus, we've got Alaska, and we've got train.
Yeah, four people walk into a bar. An Alaskan, Uranus.
I don't know.
A lute
Alaska,
player.
a lutist.
A lutist. Okay, so I mean, I'm going to say the one that I think is definitely true is the one about Train, the band.
Okay.
I'm going to go with the Alaskan one is true because in Alaska, I believe there are some nights where it's it's bright the whole time.
Sure.
In the north of the. I'm going to say, what was the other one? The millisecond one, and what was the last one?
Yes, the longest day, and we've got Uranus. There it is.
I'm going to say that the lie is that Uranus does not have it every 84 years. It is, in fact, every 83 and a half years.
Okay, so that's the lie. I can tell you, sir, that is incorrect. He's drinking a squash in celebration. The longest day that's ever been measured was in 1912, and it was almost 4 milliseconds longer than 24 hours. Don't know how they measured that. With a ruler, maybe. Not sure. On Uranus, the summer solstice does happen once 84 years.
I don't believe it. Fake news.
China.
In
Alaska, the summer solstice is celebrated with a midnight baseball game because they celebrate the most northerly baseball team on the planet with a game that starts at 10 p.m. and stretches well into the following morning, as you said, without the need for light because it's already light. The lie is that Train performed Hey Soul Sister.
I will not believe it.
I thought, that would be brilliant because they thought it was a song about solstice. But there we are. I'm afraid Train did not perform Hey Soul Sister in the middle of Stonehenge.
God damn it.
Can you imagine that? Just a lady with a cat walking past.
Somebody book them. Somebody book them.
Book them, Vince. So yes, 2 guys, 1 cup of lies. I'm afraid you got one wrong there, sir.
Okay, all right.
We'll move on to the second part, which is a treat for all. Funny UK place names, something that Elliot, my brother's had many books on over the years with funny UK place names. I've got a selection of UK place names. Some are real, some are fictional. I've made some up. It's your job to guess the real and the fake place names.
There are multiple fakes, are there?
There are multiple fakes in here.
Nice.
Right? Like any time you spend with a woman. We'll begin with Ticklecock Bridge.
I'm going to say true.
That is true. It's in West Yorkshire. Knob End.
I know that is true. I've seen that somewhere.
That is true. It's in. I think there's several, but the one I saw was in Lancashire.
Knob End.
Knob End. Imagine getting your letters delivered to. Where do you want them delivered to? Knob End. Well, there's no need for that.
Calm down. I'm only the Amazon.
Yeah, that's going to offend the postman. Number 3, Slap Nuts.
Slap nuts. Slap nuts.
Slap nuts. All one word. Slap nuts.
That's not true. That's a lie.
I made that one up.
Oh no. Okay.
No, it's not true. It's not true. It's not true.
It's not true. Okay.
That's a good one.
Slap nuts.
Jugs Close. Jugs Close.
I'm gonna go true on Jugs Close.
Jugs Close is in East Sussex. There they are. They're getting closer. Powdered milk. Strange. Next one. Shit drive.
No way.
No. Not shit. I made that up.
No.
That's something I heard at golf once.
Yeah.
Okay. Fanny big.
No.
Fanny big.
That's not true.
Is that your final answer?
Yeah, no.
I'm afraid that is true. It's a hill in the Brecon Beacons. It's spelt fan and then a Y separate and then big.
Okay.
Fanny big.
Fanny big.
Who knows? But yeah, if that is something you struggle with, that's okay. Don't be ashamed.
No, we welcome all sizes of fannies.
It might be weird if you look down.
Podcast.
It might be weird if you look down and someone's trying to climb it. But there we are.
Yeah, if there were ropes hanging out of it and people seem to have climbing equipment, maybe
once a month.
Got the cleaners in.
Quality Street.
No,
it's not real. But it would be great to live on Quality Street, wouldn't it? Wouldn't that be lovely?
It would be lovely.
There are various Cadbury ones because Cadbury is in Bristol and Birmingham and things. So there are chocolate ones.
You live on a Quality Street.
Thank you.
You're Knob End. I live on Knob End.
Twat.
I live on your Knob End.
Twat. No, that's the place. Twat.
Oh, okay. No.
Twat. That is correct. It's in Orkney, up north.
What? What? Just twat?
Twat. T-double-A-double-T.
Talking of big fannies. Twat.
Twat. Yeah. Prick. I'm just calling you a prick.
Okay.
Ooh, good one. Hanky panky.
No.
No. You're quite good at guessing these. You're quite good at guessing. One of my favourites, which I nearly cried laughing when I heard this. It might be better if you see the spelling, but we'll go for it. Fulking Hill. Fulking Hill.
What's the spelling?
Fulking Hill. Fulking.
Fulking Hill.
Fulking Hill.
That's just a really good pun.
It's a really good pun, and it is in the South Downs.
Can't say that. Please don't say
Twat.
Downs.
What?
Big Fanny is the level where we get to. No further.
Yeah, Fanny's there. Fugs, Jugs, Fanny, yeah. Anything past Knob End, I'm not going for it. Bibble on the Wold. Bibble on the Wold.
Yes, I think that's true.
That is incorrect.
How did you come up with
I made that one
on the wall?
It just came into my head. Bibble on the Wold, but it sounds like a lovely little village.
That sounds, yeah, it does. I think I've got two. I have got two wrong. So you've done some.
You've got a couple wrong.
Yeah.
Closing up now. Getting close with. What's a good one? Horny Old Road. Horny Old Road.
Oh, actually, the spelling could.
Horny Old Road.
I'm going to say no. That's a lie.
That is not a lie. It's in Worcestershire. 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 One more.
How's that spelled? Horny Old Road. Horny Old
That is spelled horny, as you'd expect. Horny Old as one word. Road. Horny Old Road.
No, it isn't.
I live in a horny old road, baby.
It's a quality. That is a quality street.
That is a quality street. Yeah. One more. Don't point. Don't.
Oh, as in like a point like near the, like in by the sea. Okay. I'm going to say that's not true. That's too absurd.
Don't point is too absurd. I've made that one up. Yeah. It just made me think of when you tell someone something and you go, that bloke over there, he's with Fanny Big. Well, that one. And they point. Oh, don't point. Don't point. Don't point. Or don't look.
Don't look.
That one. Don't look at him. But I need to look at who you're talking about. Don't look at him.
He's climbing Fanny Big.
Look at peripherals. I've got to look. Don't look. Fanny Big. Some other ones that I didn't include. Nathan Lane. He's just an actor. Nathan Lane.
Yeah.
And insert name Hereton.
That's not real.
Insert name Hereton. No, it's not.
Okay. That's good.
And that was funny UK place names. 2 guys, 1 cup of lies.
Some of those lies went down. They went down the cup.
They did, didn't they?
They're in my stomach.
It just makes you think. Imagine living in Knob End. You know what I mean? Imagine living in Twat. How would you say it seriously? Well, wouldn't be half bad. He's thinking. How would you say it seriously?
Yeah, I don't know. It must be. It must be the butt of all jokes in that area.
Oh,
there was an area in Westbury where we was close to where we grew up, much closer to me, but a bit close to Jack. That was the Butts.
The Butts.
Where do you live? Oh, I live in the Butts.
The Butts.
Lol.
Lol. And we all laugh all the way home.
Yeah.
To the Butts.
Yeah.
Well, there we go.
There you go.
Some funny place names that you'd be embarrassed to talk about. Ticklecock Bridge. Where did it get its name from? A lot of them are perfectly innocent names as well. That they don't come from anything sexual or anything. It's just, it's our prism that we view these things through in the dirty 21st century dirty glasses that we're wearing. Available now. But I would like to live on Bibble on the Wold. It sounds lovely.
That sounds lovely. Yeah. Well,
we're not really about offence here on the show, and I take responsibility for offending anyone.
What? How funny is that? Because
I take responsibility.
How weird? That's really weird. Have you been working with the owner of Segway about?
I might know him. Yeah, I might know him. Yeah.
Yeah.
I shot a little video for him.
Okay, right. In black and white with a sad piano track.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
I wanted Chris Martin to come in from Coldplay, but he said I can't do it. I'm still in Africa. I ain't got time. I'm
still solving. Yeah. Poor black people over there.
Poor stuff.
Yeah. So.
Well,
Jack will return with a game a little bit later on. But
I'm not going, mate. I'm still here. I'm still staying.
Oh, I thought this next piece was just going to be me. Just blank. If you could just blank yours out.
Shall I shoot off?
If you could just black out. Eh?
Okay.
Okay. Here we go. We're going to talk about a little bit the I take responsibility. The celebrities, Jack.
I take responsibility.
The celebrities are back at it. Imagine that.
Nice.
Get it?
Responsibility. Have people. One of those.
It's one of them.
Boom, 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 boom. We're shooting all the time. So I take responsibility. Yes. First, the celebrities went at it with singing Imagine, Gal Gadot and Friends, singing Imagine to heal everyone from coronavirus. She's not involved in the latest celebrity endorsed charity video, but I believe some other people have sold their soul to save the world from racism. Is that correct?
Yeah, they have indeed. So we are talking Aaron Paul, who played Jesse Pinkman on Breaking Bad. Julianne Moore, who's been in loads of stuff.
Pink's a colour.
He knew it back then that he was going to take responsibility. Kirsten Bell from the Jurassic Park reboot. Sarah Paulson. Justin Theroux is in the video, who wrote and directed Tropic Thunder, which had a character that blacked up in it.
Robert Downey Jr. Yeah.
So, interesting.
It's almost the pot calling the kettle. Oh,
so, anyone who hasn't seen this video, it is another video of celebrities basically doing the real world and very earnest reenactment of us at the beginning going, "Hi there.
Hi there.
I'm a celebrity and I'm here to heal you."
So they've done a video. Let's break this down. They've done a video taking responsibility for the mistreatment of ethnic minorities.
Let me drop some quotes at your door, sir.
All right.
So Kirsten Bell says,
Contextualize.
"I take responsibility," and this is a direct quote, "for every time I explained away police brutality."
I mean, she was doing it. People were saying, "Look at that video of that guy grabbing a black man," and she went, "Let it go, let it go." Thank you. That is a reference to her film career. Thank you very much, guys.
Thank you. I mean, have you ever explained away police brutality? No, it's fine. It's fine.
Not in my own life, but she's lived a very different life to me. So, yeah. Sure, she's always talking about it at the dinner table.
Always. Explaining it away. And this is taking responsibility for all those times.
Yeah. Basically, what that's saying is that's just an indictment of her attitude, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, that makes me think, well, you're a disgusting woman.
I'm going to stop now.
You do that?
I'm going to stop now because I've been explaining it away.
Yeah, okay. Strange.
Julianne Moore, very well respected. I like her a lot. Black people are being slaughtered.
I like her more. Thank you and good night.
Hi there. Black people are being slaughtered in the streets and in their homes. Slaughtered. Like cows. They're being slaughtered. I mean, it's a very... it's a very triggering video.
Yeah. She's left out the last part of that, which is, an in-depth look at statistics, who actually kills people. Yeah, Julianne Moore again. Yeah, Julianne Moore, good person, good actress, great actress. Do we say actress? Good actor. But yeah,
it's weird.
It's not positive, is it? It's not positive. What's the point? What's the point of it all?
Well, it's an opportunity to virtue signal, isn't it? But most importantly, what's been happening over the last few months? There's been no red carpet events. There's been a lack of filming. There's been people held up in their houses, and we see now how fickle these celebrities are for attention. Whilst we record a podcast, please like, share, and subscribe. Ring that bell.
So you think it's an opportunity for them to put themselves on the pedestal once again, and most importantly, just monologue. Aaron Paul was my personal favourite. Oh, guys. Oh, God. Taking these pauses. Pauses.
We got to put killer cops in jail. Yeah.
Sorry, Aaron. Cut. Can you do that again? It wasn't believable. Sorry, guys. Let me go again.
Yeah.
Action. We got to put killer cops in jail. It's the beat. He leaves a beat.
You went a little bit Al Pacino there. We gotta put killer cops.
He's got great brutality. Doing Al Pacino.
So on-demand entertainment uploaded it to YouTube. It's got 385,000 views, 948 upvotes, 49,000 downvotes.
Yes.
And that was just one of the publications that had put it up on YouTube.
So who came up with it? Because Gal Gadot was the gatekeeper for the last one. Who facilitated this then? Do we know?
I think it's a charity that is doing a hashtag take responsibility. It's like a new campaign. I'm sure the charity is doing good work. I mean,
I'm not.
well, yeah. After this, this isn't good. So maybe it is questionable.
Yeah.
In what world is this positive? In what world do the celebrities think that this is going to go down positively? What planet do they live on, Jack?
It's the trouble, mate. Is that they don't. This is Kenny's rant of the week. Kenny's rant of the week. They don't live on this planet. They don't live on this planet. They live in a. They do live in a privileged. Obviously, people have their own issues. But if you're rich, you're famous, you're middle class, you haven't acted for 6 months. Someone says, "Oh, well, it's a good opportunity for you to boost your own ego, boost your own profile, and also just do some acting." I mean, Aaron Paul was essentially auditioning for like his next role.
He really was.
They cannot see. They're so self-obsessed that they cannot see that what they're doing is so utterly out of touch.
Mm.
Of course, we're pro everyone.
Yeah,
of course we are.
Who is explaining away police brutality?
It oversimplifies. We've said it so many times before. It's oversimplifying very complex issues by boiling them down into like a 1 minute video that's going to trend on a hashtag of a few celebrities. Why are celebrities gatekeepers for racism now? Why are they holding the keys? I don't understand.
Yeah.
I don't understand. Oh, great. Oh, Julianne Moore's not racist. Oh, I was worried about that.
Yeah.
Great stuff.
Yeah.
Great stuff.
The thing with it is, they're saying they take responsibility, but they're not saying that because they all think they're perfect.
They're saying you take responsibility.
Mm. It's
and I'm going to tell you why. Here's why. I don't understand them. It's just utterly out of touch. This pandering, this lecturing of really privileged people looking down on people who aren't and telling them how you need to think and behave.
Yeah. It's
not good.
It's another notch in the belt buckle of let's kill all the celebrities.
It's just a notch in the belt buckle, but you're just a line on Twitter. Oh,
Twitter. It's terrible. It's bad. We don't want to see it. We don't support it. I mean the other thing, to get just serious for 1 second, just 1 second. With wealth comes power, and the changes that could be made from people that are wealthy are large. I mean, look at the Marcus Rashford kind of intervention.
Lunch intervention.
To the British government, talking about how he was a kid, he was poor, and school lunches really helped him, and it should continue through the summer. Government U-turn, suddenly loads of kids are going to have more food over the summer.
Yeah.
A positive.
As a celebrity having a direct positive impact on society, essentially, basically.
Yeah. And
he didn't stand there and do a hashtag.
No.
I mean, there were hashtags around it, but that wasn't his. It's just intent, isn't it? His intent was to make a difference because he's experienced poverty and he doesn't want people to experience the same.
Yes. Yeah.
It's intent.
Yeah.
What is their intent? What is Sarah Paulson's intent?
Mm.
It ain't good, and you can read it more now than ever. You can feel it inherently when something's just off. And the whole thing, the Imagine thing was out of touch, but it was like, well, it's for coronavirus. It's out of touch because people have died, but like, it's just badly thought out and silly.
Yeah.
But this is like taking a real issue and sort of memeing it. You know what I mean? Or it's just like
it is memeing. Yeah. It's so laughable. It can't be real. It can't be earnest, can it?
Again, it damages the movement. It damages the whole thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We're pro everyone. At the end of the day, we're all infinite consciousness. Experience ourselves as a human being. Go and watch some Bill Hicks. See you later.
Fucking right. Bill Hicks, my favourite comedian of all time.
What a man.
Comedian, man or woman of all time. What's that? A straight white American man?
That's strange that you would say that on a podcast, but
yeah, how weird's that? So it's just
embarrassing, isn't it? It's cringy. It's cringy.
let's move on. We're going to play another little game before we get on to our last discussion, where we're going to talk about the impact of coronavirus on the arts industry, which will be an interesting chat.
Well, it should be good. And then we're going to talk about the impacts of climate change on the podcasting industry. Something that, because at the moment it is very hot here, and that is really impacting my ability to be funny.
Yeah.
So,
if anything, you've been talking about that most of the episode, actually. So shut it.
On about it. I've had my ice pack in my lap so long. I'm not having kids. That's established. They're frozen down there.
It can't still be cold.
That is still cold. Still a little bit. Feel it. Come on, feel it.
Ooh.
There we are. Look. But it's got. Oh no! It's covered in tiny little coronaviruses. Damn it!
Bloody hell.
Get out of my sight. Put a mask on. I'm gonna take us back for a journey through time and space to the world of Hip Trip Hooray. Play the jingle. Are you actually going to put a jingle in? What do you think?
Yeah. Okay. Let's go for it.
Hip
1, 2,
Trip
3.
Hooray.
Hit that jingle.
Hip Trip Hooray. Hip Trip Hooray.
We're back from the jingle. Hello. Oh no. Unpause. Where's the zapper? Unpause. We're gonna have to start again.
Hello.
Hi there.
Hi there.
H.
On today's episode, we'll be taking responsibility for
For our actions over the past 40 minutes.
yes.
We're
Yes.
back another lovely feature, aren't we? Hip Trip Hooray. Hip Trip Hooray. Where I talk about TripAdvisor and the reviews that it holds beneath its golden chalices of loveliness. I've gone into
It's golden
Come on in.
chalice of 5-star reviews. Oh,
Yeah.
can I have some chalice? No, sir.
Can I have some chalice? I wouldn't have thought so. It's normally I go through, type a little thing, look at a review. I read the review. Kenny has to guess the location. Haven't done it in a while. I've brought it back for a good bloody laugh. Got a few locations here that I'm sure will inspire some great comedy. We're going to begin with me typing in isolation into TripAdvisor. Guess the location. Number 1, Australia comes up with isolation. Australia.
Big country.
Review is titled "No Peace, No Seclusion, and No Apologies." Hashtag that. Put that in Twitter. On our first night, the owner's 2 border collie dogs barked and barked. At 11 p.m., 12:30, 1:30, and 3 a.m.
Oh.
And when I asked Mark the next morning if that was common, he denied hearing it all. Basically, calling me a liar.
Basically.
Typical Mark. That is typical Mark. The dogs wandered unattended throughout the day, come to our cottage early in the morning, scratching, whining, and barking at the door.
Ugh.
I'm quite frightened of shooing dogs in case they bite, which is, legitimate. The hot water ran out twice. All we were doing was filling the spa. The power went out twice. We received smiling indifference from Mark when he left. He didn't ask us how our stay was. He just looked embarrassed and said goodbye.
Oh, Mark.
Marky Mark. This Mark, he's not a good character. I don't like him. Now, there were some clues in there. There was a spa mentioned.
Yeah, it's at some sort of hideaway somewhere in Australia, maybe slightly out in the sticks, and you go out there for a nice relax, a nice tune down, and Mark's dogs, they're just fucking yapping.
They're yapping away. A bit I left out was at 7 p.m. they urinated on their balcony.
Ah.
June, that was not Mark. I think that was the dog. I'm not
Right.
I'm not sure.
I don't know many places in Australia. I'm going to say it's not in Perth or anything like that. It's in New Sydney.
It's not China. It's in Queensland, Australia. It is, and it has a strange name, Narrow Escape Rainforest Retreat.
Right, yeah, it's like a retreat thing.
When something's called Narrow Escape, it is. They really have had a narrow escape because they've had wolves at their door trying to rip their child's head off for most of the holiday.
Yes, they have.
I thought maybe that's part of the holiday. You move into a lovely cottage, but there is danger. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The kettle is just not quite wired in properly.
Really, the dogs are just actors. They're just playing a part.
It's stunt dogs.
They're stunt dogs.
Which is the thing. Yes, narrow escape rainforest retreat. Don't go there. Mark's a prick. Which is not a place in Australia, but twat is.
Big twat.
Isolation into TripAdvisor. What's come up? But Japan, place close to our hearts. This review, mediocre place. It doesn't have much to offer. They're planning to add more area of interest to entertain the visitor. I'm not going to do an accent, but it still makes visitor feel unimpressive. They should either lower entry fee or make this place more exciting place to visit. Maybe combine ticket with other popular sites such as Oldest Church or Atomic Bomb Museum. That would be, for me, that's the ultimate group ticket.
Yeah.
Church, Atomic Bomb Museum.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. I've heard of Merlin Adventures. You know, you get your Thorpe Parks, your Alton Towers, maybe a Legoland.
Yeah.
But I'm more thinking of bombs.
Yeah. Bombs. They're bombs and they're gones and they're bombs and they're gones.
What were the other ones? Bombs?
There was bombs. There was churches as well. So,
Bombs and churches.
It's probably better. I don't know if it's better to pray before or after visiting the bomb museum, but you know.
The last one, I assume, I'm going to guess, if it's a bomb museum, is it somewhere horrible for there to be a bomb museum like
Hiroshima? It's in Japan, isn't it?
Is it Hiroshima or Nagasaki?
It's Nagasaki. Yeah,
Right.
It's a place called Dejima, which I don't understand. Listen to this for a write-up of a tourist attraction: an artificial island where Dutch workers were restricted during Japan's era of isolation, which I presume was like the last 3 months. But an artificial island where Dutch workers lived.
Isolation? When was that?
I don't know. I don't want to seem ill-informed here or make any judgments, but I don't know when that was. I missed that one out.
No.
But, you know, maybe pop there, you know, combine that with the church and the bomb museum. It's a great day out. It's a great day out for all the family.
Yeah. It does sound...
You won't come home with all your family, but, you know. Yeah. The Atomic Bomb Museum is probably actually, very harrowing. Very good.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Nagasaki's the second bomb, wasn't it?
Right. Yeah.
The one that the Americans did basically just to flex their muscles and show how big their dicks were.
Yeah.
They'd already basically shown that they had the might to win the war. Just drop a second bomb, lads. That'll be fine.
Second bomb.
Not a problem.
I just said flex your muscles. I didn't say drop another bomb. Oh, sorry, guys.
If you could combine the church with a gym where I could flex my muscles, maybe I wouldn't need it.
Nice. Talking of gun shows, third place, isolation.
Yeah.
Amsterdam. Double review for you here. First
Right.
review called "When Can I Get Off?" Question I've been asking myself lately.
Especially in Amsterdam. The question is, pretty quickly.
Yeah, the question is, where can't you get off? When can I get off? Worst experience in my 25 years visiting the dam. Enduring terminal cancer and visiting with friends as a last mate's holiday, we were having a great time. Let's just listen back to that one. Enduring terminal cancer and visiting with friends, we were having a great time. Not sure what their definition of a great time is. Until we had the misfortune of booking this con. No fun allowed and no pirate punch. This fell well short of our expectations. From the moment we arrived, we were disappointed with the tiny boat. I know the feeling. The inept personality void captain was rude from the outset. Captain Dave on his dinghy hasn't got a fun bone in his body. So dinghies, boats, terminal cancer. What are you thinking? We were having a great time before this thing.
Sounds like the world's worst boat trip, maybe. I mean, I feel sorry for this guy who's obviously potentially dead now. And,
that is.
And had a terrible last experience. Didn't think to use his last few moments, last few months, weeks, living life. Thought, do you know what? I'm really going to leave a TripAdvisor review. That's what
I'm going to leave. I'm going to leave something
the
for
bucket
the
list.
Yeah, leave something behind.
Yeah, I'm going to say it's.
Never knew we'd be reading it out on air. So.
Well, is it some sort of like stag boat trip thing?
It is very close to that. I'll give you a follow-up.
Go on.
He's still talking. The chorus of a man having 10 conversations with himself over the backdrop of a beautiful city is now a way to waste your precious time and hard-earned dollars. I like this. I assume it's someone franchising a good idea and destroying its integrity for a few more dollars. Sounds like our podcast.
Yeah.
An 80-minute ear bashing of poorly remembered points. This is our podcast. And unrehearsed gibberish. If you were in a pub, you'd run from the conversation.
So it's a boat tour of Amsterdam, isn't it?
It is. It's those damn boat guys. The best alternative boat tour in Amsterdam.
Oh, they do it. They do it as alternative.
I shall tell you why it's alternative, because you're allowed to smoke a doobie on there.
Ah.
Off the Magic Dragon. And,
Right.
Which probably improves any tour, but also they kind of do weird, we would hate it. They do weird icebreakers at the beginning of it. Everyone stand up on the boat, tell us one thing about yourself.
Oh, no.
What did you have for dinner last night? Well, I think her name was Sandra. Ridiculous concept. Everybody hates it, apparently. And they just talk at you for an hour and a half, and then you get off the boat. Terrible.
Yeah, that doesn't sound great. It doesn't sound great.
Doesn't sound good. Ever done a boat tour? Have you done a boat tour or anything?
I went, when I was in the Caribbean, I went deep sea fishing. I thought it'd be the coolest thing to do. Oh,
Yeah.
let's go. Do you want to go deep sea? Oh, yeah, that sounds amazing. Got on this boat, headed out into the Caribbean Sea, just began violently being sick. I'm feeling a bit better. I'm out on the deck. Just a man behind me just falls past me and passes out.
Right. That was Captain
Yeah.
Derek.
He's just
And you had
passed
to
out.
commandeer the ship and sail it back to port. Is that true?
Yeah, but I was sat at the back instead, throwing up in a bucket for 3 hours. He fell over. He started throwing up as well. And I basically had to survive this. I mean, the roughest seas I've ever, literally like that.
You've seen some seas in your time.
I've sailed some bloody seas, lad.
I mean, you've got that Billy Ocean album, so you know about that.
Yeah, I've got Katrina and the Waves.
Yeah, so you're really, yeah.
I've got Brian Ferry's greatest hits.
He's there. Good stuff.
So yes, that was one of the only, if not the only boat trip I've been on, and it was awful.
Yeah, I've been on the ferry to France. That was.
I've done that.
Being in it was sort of like the Superdrug or a Boot, some kind of kind of pharmaceutical place with kind of snacks and other stuff. And I just remember the boat kind of tilting violently, and all the perfume just slid off the shelf. I thought that would have been a perfect chance to grab one. Never did.
No.
And I wouldn't have got prosecuted because it's in international waters. But there we are.
Nice. I know when I went on the ferry to France, someone thought it would be a cool idea. I didn't do it. To do port to port. So from the port in Dover to the port at Calais, you drink a bottle of port. What they don't tell you is that it only takes 40 minutes to get from one end to the other, and you've got to drink a whole bottle of quite rich red wine.
Oh no, port! Yeah, port is very.
I like red wine dialed up to 20.
That's like, can I just have some balsamic vinegar in my wine? Thank you.
He did finish the port in the port to port, and then was unbearable for the rest of the trip.
Wow, that was. I mean, I really enjoyed that holiday with you, but
yeah, you had red teeth and everything.
Oh, red teeth! Red wine teeth. Is that lipstick on your teeth? No, it's just lots of alcohol burning away.
Yeah.
Couple more. Isolation. Auckland, New Zealand. Accessibility issues. We parked in the car park our GPS led us to and walked past a number of gates. No entry, no public entry. Followed the purple signs to the corner. Around the corner, No entry. We walked and walked and walked. Still no sign of an entrance or or of any substantial buildings. We turned and walked back. What's inside? We'll never know. So, guess the location.
I mean, is it a?
What couldn't you find? This it all ties in beautifully. What place would be perfectly suited for you not being able to find your way in? I do have a supporting review that might be able to help.
Okay, go on. I was thinking maybe is it a prison?
It's not, but that would be funny. Yeah, I just can't get in.
I can't get in.
Can't get in, can't get out. One more review. Tram bam, no show ma'am. This supports it. Couldn't find the car park. 50 minutes sitting waiting for a tram. Began to get exciting when a lady accidentally ran her car into a tram. But we gave up, went to the zoo instead.
Yeah, there was some kind of sort of insurance emergency. That bit was good.
Yeah, that bit was good.
After that, moved on to the Tigers.
Moved on. So there's a tram. You can't get in. You can't get out. Couldn't even find the car park. What is this museum?
It's the Museum of Empty Spaces.
.com. It's the Museum of Transport and Technology.
Funny.
Right. The GPS led them to a car park that they couldn't get into, and they couldn't get into the building.
And the tram didn't show up because there was no transport.
The Museum of Transport and Technology. I can tell you, having lived in New Zealand briefly, nobody lives there. Nobody works anywhere. It's empty. So that is exactly what happened. There was obviously one lady that runs the whole museum, and she was just off down the chip shop. So that's the way New Zealand works. That's why they did really well and got rid of coronavirus by social distancing. This is because every house in New Zealand is already socially distant.
Yeah, their culture is already empty of a substantial amount of people.
Yeah. What can I say? I mean, if sheep could catch it, that would be terrible.
Yeah. If picturesque sort of views could somehow give you coronavirus, you'd be in trouble.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, look at that beautiful. Oh,
I've got a bit of a throat on. I'm going to give you one more. It's quite a long one, but this to me reads like a write-up for a horror movie, and I think that it might actually suit Last of Us quite well. So that's why I've included it.
Okay.
Typed in isolation, Liverpool came up. That's about right. I'm still unsure about what this place is meant to be other than a con. That's the name of the review. Picture this. I want you to imagine you're walking through this with me.
Okay.
It has no internet for booking. The website is old and ignored, like me, and the telephone is rarely answered. The single employee, who is none too accommodating or knowledgeable, said, after I posed a question, "Oh, I haven't been downstairs in ages." That's the one employee that works there. Sorry, where's the apartment? Beats me. I haven't been downstairs in ages. We went in through a door after ringing a bell to gain entry. A bit strange for a tourist attraction. We were buzzed in and entered a room with a lady at the counter. The room was sparse, with a few posters on the wall and 2 empty cabinets on the wall. We weren't actually given a ticket, but motioned along a slope to follow the arrows. Again, strange, but okay. On we went, along the slope, through a room with a few rows of seats in it, facing a screen that was not switched on. We got to the end of the slope and went down a flight of stairs to an empty corridor. Everything is painted white, reminiscent of a psychiatric hospital in parts. The walls have nothing, and I mean nothing on them. The corridors continue. The walking seems to go on forever. You go back up a flight of stairs to a main room where dummies are placed to look like a reenactment of the map plotting, air raid plots, etc. Clue. There is a small room further on with an Enigma type machine, can't say that anymore, a communications room, and a strange canteen. As we exit back through the entry room to leave, we look for some souvenirs, yet the display cabinets mentioned in my review at the start were empty apart from 2 erasers and 3 thimbles. I'm sorry, but I actually thought this was the final straw. They don't do souvenirs? What a crock.
What a crock. What a crock.
What a crock.
Yeah, it sounds like, it reminds me of Clockwork Orange. It sounds like
it's sterility and it's endlessness. You know what I mean? A bit like this podcast. 3 thimbles on the shelf, like an old woman's cottage.
I guess it's some kind of war museum, maybe about the bombing of Liverpool, was it? Maybe
it's a very important building. It's the Battle of Atlantic experience in Liverpool, one of the most important wartime buildings in the UK, akin to Churchill's war rooms, really, in the impact that it had on the land and sea, effort that we put in, and ultimately our success in the waters is really down to a lot of operations and things being run from this particular building, which now has nothing in it and just one woman that works there.
Wow.
It's kind of sad in a way, really.
Don't go there.
But yeah, just reminded me of like a Silent Hill or something, just walking through endless fog.
Yeah,
and,
endless
white
rooms, nothing on the walls. That sounds...
That is horrible, isn't it?
Yeah.
You buzz in and then you walk down some stairs and it's just an empty corridor with nothing in it.
And then
can you imagine that?
Just some dummies and a screen not on, and you don't want that.
It's a bit eerie, isn't it? So the Battle of Atlantic experience, if you have been to any of these locations, to the Museum of Transport and Technology in Auckland, to the Battle of Atlantic experience in Liverpool, to those damn boat guys in Amsterdam, to any kind of bomb museum in Japan, or to the narrow escape rainforest retreat, let us know. It's going to be very unlikely that anyone listening to this has ever been to any of those places.
Liverpool, maybe. I mean,
Liverpool, maybe.
We get some UK listeners. We get a lot of US listeners.
Yeah.
So perhaps not there, but Liverpool,
Did you say we rated 5 stars in the US? Did I hear you say that?
Is that?
It's weird, isn't it? That you say that.
5 stars in the US. Yeah.
It's weird that you say that, but I mean, that is true. It's weird that that's come up. Yeah. That was Hip Trip Hooray. Did some good guessing on that one.
Thank you. That's yes.
Yeah.
Well done on that one.
You've got some statistics for me, haven't you?
Well, I'm going to lead us into our final news piece of the day, and then at the end we'll have a little bit of fun.
Little couple of games, and we'll be off.
So we're going to talk about, first of all, the news that socially distanced gigs could be a possibility with the COVID-19 pandemic. How are venues going to reopen? How are theatres going to reopen? We've got a bit on theatres in a little bit. So the Music Venue Trust did some research on this. So 13% of the 661 grassroots venues in the UK said they could open with 2 metre social distancing. So 13% of 600 or so. So you're looking at maybe 60, just over, maybe 80, somewhere between 60 and 80. I don't know. I'm not that good at maths. You didn't come here for maths.
You didn't come here for maths.
You came here to know that 89% of music fans polled said they were eager to return to venues, but only 36% said they were happy currently attending gigs. And that was nearly 30,000 respondents from the Music Venue Trust. So we want to get back, but only a third of us would be happy to actually go back.
That's like the theatre thing. It's like, theatres can open, but you can't do any shows. Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So I've got a little bit on where is the bailout? Where's the government bailout for the creative industries? But to start with...
Where is the bailout? Where is the bailout?
Where is the bailout for the creative industries?
Oh, where is the bailout? I'm on the tube. Tube is my name, and my name is a tube. I'm a walking tube with a mouth. That was one of my songs.
Just the latest Paul Weller. The latest Billy Bragg track, that was.
I used to buy my chips. Classic. Where is the bailout?
Well, first of all, I wanted to ask you about...
where is it? Where did you leave it?
How did you... Oh, damn it.
Is it under the bed? I had it a minute ago. Where's the bailout gone?
How do you...
Oi! Where's the bailout, love? Love. She can't
Yeah.
hear me.
No.
Love.
No.
Dan. We're doing someone else's bit now.
Yeah.
Dan. You have your juice. I'll keep doing it. Dan. Where's the bailout?
Ironic because your partner
Dan.
is called Dan.
It all makes sense. Rishi. Where's the bailout?
I'm just waiting for you to keep shouting Dan and her to go, what? What's up?
Yeah, she's out. She's out, actually.
Oh, she's out. Okay.
I'm all alone, baby. Like the Battle of Atlantic experience in my
So-
pants.
Music Venue Trust, talking about these gigs. How do you feel on that? Would you go to a gig? What are your thoughts on socially distanced gigs? Surely it's not going to work, is it?
Can't work. I would go to a gig. Yeah, I would go to a gig. I'm kind of done with it, to be honest. Yeah, there's no science behind the 2 meter rule. They've now made it 1 meter to pretend that they're acquiescing and giving you something. It's ludicrous. There's no scientific data to prove it. So, yeah, when it's like 0.000% chance you'll get ill anyway, and if you're already have health concerns, which makes you vulnerable, you know what I mean? Don't go if you think you're concerned.
Yeah.
Would I go? Yes, I would go.
Yeah.
Will it be feasible to go socially distanced? Of course it won't be.
No.
It'll have to be at third capacity. It'd have to be taped marks on the floor. They'll put a screen up on the stage, will they? I mean, it's not going to work.
It's not going to work. So when did you last go to a gig?
That's a good question, mate. I don't remember.
Was it this year? Did you have any early in the year?
No, I didn't. It might have been, I don't know, last October-ish, something like that. I don't remember. I saw Sonata Arctica acoustic. That might have been it. Christmas time-ish. No, it's probably before that, actually. Not sure.
So it might not have been. It might not have been active, but I was in a gig with 16,000 other people at the end of January when COVID was around, without anyone really knowing. Well, they knew that it was sort of in China at that time.
That's when you went to see Bob the Builder live, wasn't it?
That's right. Yeah. Best gig I've ever been to, and he fixed it. We need him now.
We need Bob the Builder now to be in the bloody British government, eh?
Eh?
Satire.
Political commentary.
H.
H.
That's what it's
A.
Get involved. I had a selection of them. They've all blown off the bed.
Ah.
They're gone.
You were going to ask me why, and
I was going to ask you why. I just have that and some scissors, so
that'll be fine.
I can do all that stuff. Physical comedy as well. So.
Yeah, physical, both in terms of letters and in terms of the old stab. So that was So socially distanced gigs could be a thing that we have to deal with. But we'll go back to the question: where is the bailout for the creative industries? Let me lay this at your door. In April, so we're at the end of June now, 400 artists send a letter to the government saying that the country could become a cultural wasteland without financial support for creative industries.
Cultural wasteland.
Cultural wasteland. So we're thinking about this, this isolation period as, at least we'll get some good music out of it. The bands will be writing. No, sir. If you're signed, if you're top tier signed band, perhaps. But what about all the lower down creatives that are working paycheck to paycheck? How are they going to get through this period? So that was in April. 400 artists, loads of people signed that letter. In June, so 98 theatre award nominated creatives called for help for theatres and venues. So that was they had all. Most of them had been nominated for Olivier Awards, but some of them have been nominated for other theatre-based awards. So that was this month. So they're still calling for the government to provide better support 2 months later for the creative industries. Theatre facts that I've got for you here. So theatre box office in 2018, 1.3 billion pounds.
Not surprised. Big business.
The average reduction in seats due to social distancing would be 80% reduced at 2 meters and 30 to 35% reduced at 1 metre.
80%.
That's a lot. Now, the minimum proportion of tickets for a show to sell to break even is normally around 50%.
Right.
So we're looking at a period where we're going to have theatres shutting down across the country.
That's tragic, isn't it? I'm just trying to. I found a great quote that I saved earlier, and I think it might be quite relevant in a minute.
Okay, I'll keep going then whilst you're looking for that.
No, I've got it up. But
okay.
No, I agree. I love theatre. I know I've gone to lots. I know you've been to things over the years as well. I mean, it's just it's absolutely decimated the arts. This, I mean, I'm happy that some people can survive it, but like you said, big names, big bands have got money and labels behind them. I feel terrible for the people that quit their job to make something of themselves this summer and then they've got nothing.
Yeah.
It's a very UK thing to not support the arts, as you're killing music and drama in schools. Even when I went to school, they pulled it out the rug from under my feet last minute.
Yeah.
The UK just does not, for a country that is so culturally important, does not promote the arts. And I found this great quote that is very relevant. Someone just posted it, and it was to do with, well, why are you opening this but you're not opening this? And it said they want the pubs open because drinking is the opiate of the people. They're in no rush to save the arts because the arts share ideas, independent thought, and give platform to voices. They want you drunk and they want your money.
Powerful.
Yeah. Some may say, yeah, but if there's 1 billion in theatre, why don't they want that money? But, it's a lot easier to open the pubs than it is to
indeed
put on a new show. So it is, it's not good.
Proportion of theatres warning that they'll run out of cash by the end of the year, 70% of theatres in the UK.
Well, Plymouth Theatre Royal shutting down already.
Oh, I didn't know that.
A theatre that you've frequented, I'd imagine.
Oh, I've been loads of times.
Laying off everyone.
No, that's terrible.
Yeah.
I saw loads of Shakespeare there. See, it's just great things. Theatre's so good for getting into the arts, and there's so many good schemes. So there was a scheme for students that were on nights where they had lots of tickets left over. There were £1 tickets to go and see big shows. So to get people into theatre. Obviously, that meant that we then spent, £40 a ticket to book tickets to go and see the Book of Mormon in September, which has now obviously been moved a year back. So you think it's £1 a ticket. If you only go to those, then maybe you're not helping the industry. But you go along, you love it because theatre's fantastic. I'd struggle for anyone to go to a theatre production and not enjoy it. And it opens up that world for you, especially if you're into music and perhaps you're really into films but you've not been to theatre. So yeah, that's sad to hear about Plymouth because they had a great scheme for young people to get into theatre.
No, it's just I don't know what it is about the UK. We're just not behind art. I don't know what it is, and these ridiculous things saying artists are non-essential, entertainment's non-essential, and you think, but the world is run on that. Netflix.
Yeah.
Film, TV, music. That's got people through lockdown is the TV.
Well,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
How dare you suggest that it's not important? I mean, it's ignorance, but it's beyond that. It's almost like the quote said, they don't actually want to open up anything creative.
Well, you talk about what's going on in the world with BLM, talk about what's going on with cancel culture. The place to share ideas and discuss and hash through these things are the creative industries, music, songs about it, plays about it, films about it. And, we have such a rich history of, like you said, we have both a rich history of undervaluing art, but also producing the greatest art the world's ever seen in this country. And the juxtaposition, like you said, between so the creative industries account for 111 billion of the UK economy. The bailout fund. So we said, where's the bailout? So Arts Council England. How much is the bailout fund? It's worth 111 billion pounds. The bailout fund for all the creatives in the country, 160 million.
Brilliant.
The chief exec, Darren Henley, said that we hope to have secured the sector's imminent survival in the face of an existential threat, but we know the hardest part comes next. And has said that
this is it. It's
without
hiring
funding. It will fall apart.
Yeah. We're going to see a lot of venues close. We're going to see a lot of companies fold. We already have. Not only actors, but stage designers, set designers,
everyone.
costume designers, directors, everyone from the production level to the logistics level to the performance level are just not being looked after. You know, we've both been around a lot of actors, a lot of musicians, a lot of theatre goers, a lot of theatre performers, and they are clamouring for anything, for any kind of stability, because the self-employed scheme has really not cut it for most performers that I know.
If you're a freelancer, you weren't covered on the furlough scheme.
No.
So it meant that you were basically had no support at all.
It's devastating. What can I say? All that at this point, it really does seem like there is an agenda in play, and they, like you said, they just don't want people to express these thoughts because people are going to start to rise up as what's already been happening. You know, art is revolution. You know, it's the way it always has been. So
absolutely,
it's just I don't know what to say. They'll have to open it up eventually.
Yeah,
when it has a positive impact on the finance of the country and the morale of the country, really. But
that's such a big part of it is that art is, like we said in last week's Megaphone Mondays, art is expression. It's boundless. It's limitless. It's pure enjoyment. It's so important to. It's life. It really is the flavour of life is the art that you consume or create if you're lucky enough to have had the opportunities to be able to create or to get into creating art. It's a real worry. Yeah, massive worry.
It is. It's not a good time. It's not a good time, and this socially distant thing it's implausible. It's impossible. It can't be actioned. You know, they're not theatres. When I've been in a half full theatre, they've pushed everyone to the front. You know what I mean? It's just not feasible. You can't have half full theatres. No. The money won't be there. The demand won't be there. I know there might be some people that don't want to go out of fear, but me personally, I've reached a stage where I'm desperate to go to the cinema. I'm desperate to go out and do something like that. And I think the longer people don't go, the longer people go without it, they'll find something else to distract themselves, which isn't necessarily positive. So, for God's sake, bring things back to normal.
Yes, absolutely. So I thought I would end this segment talking about the Potted Plant Symphony.
Go on.
So a little bit of levity. So in the I don't know how to pronounce it, El Liceu Opera House in Barcelona. Barcelona was the first time that we met. You can do the next line. It's much higher.
Yeah, we'll leave that one. We'll leave that for now.
Leave that one.
I'm too hot. With vocal cords, they're too
swaggy. They're too sweaty.
But
so on Monday, people may have seen this on social media. There was an art piece done by Eugenio Ampudia.
Eugenio Ampudia.
It was a symphony performance to 2,292 potted plants in the Opera House in Barcelona.
What, did he do it in your living room?
Yeah.
Good night, everyone. Thank you.
I do have. That joke only works if people know that I have, I think, 19 houseplants, thanks to my partner.
Yeah, who is a plant fiend.
She's a fiend.
She's a fiend for a garden centre. So
it was inspired by how nature has thrived during lockdown. It's quite a powerful image because, it's obviously a large opera house. There's the stalls, the private boxes, all had potted plants in. So
they had sort of taller trees in the boxes, a couple of ferns, you know what I mean?
Yeah, more bougie trees were in there.
Yeah.
So I've just got, I've prepared a couple of puns Just
Oh, okay. He's prepared a couple of plant music opera house puns.
given the levity that's needed here. So I've just gone for Johann Sebastian Treebach,
Fine. Fine. Yeah.
Tchaikovsky's Tree,
Yeah.
George Frederick Handel Shears,
Yeah. Okay.
Friedrich Chopin for potted plants,
Nice.
and then we're
Nice.
getting towards the end. Ludwig watering can Beethoven,
Oh, okay.
and then my personal favourite, Claude Debussy.
It's Claude Debussy.
Debussy.
Have you met Debussy?
It's Debussy.
Claude Debussy.
And then just a little written piece on that. So I'll give you the grow down of events. So at the beginning, they were planted in their seats.
Nice.
Musicians were so talented that the audience grew green with envy.
Nice.
The music sent shivers down their vines.
Nice.
However, the show was so long that the audience got restless and began to move like they had ants in their plants.
Oh.
But they did give a roundup of applause. Stand
Well
up.
done.
Stand up.
Take a bow, sat on my bed in my pants. Well,
Thank
that is good work, you know. I can see you've been branching out into plant puns, so, you know. I guess we better leave it there.
Hey.
Wonderful work.
Just some of the great content that you get here on the Rock and Roller podcast. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Ring that bell.
Lovely guys. Yeah, I mean, we never really explained why they did a classical concert for a load of pot plants, other than because they could.
They couldn't let people in, so they let the plants.
Yeah. Yeah, where did they get the plants from? Just like the Eden Project.
They bought the plants, and they are going to, I believe, essential workers, social workers as gifts for what they've done during lockdown in Spain. It was in celebration for the end of the world. It was the end of the like state of emergency in Spain. It was a celebration, and some people are going to get some plants, and you people got some great puns. Don't forget, like, share, and subscribe. Ring that bell.
Like, subscribe. They said no. We wanted Robert Plant, not Robert Plant.
Yeah.
Not Robber Plant. Robert
Plant.
Thank you and good night.
Yeah.
Should we end with a new feature as we've gone too long already?
Yeah.
Blankety Blank, based on the show. I know RuPaul does the version with Snatch Game as well. We're going to do just a couple at the end to lighten the mood. Of course, you wouldn't know nothing about RuPaul because you don't watch it religiously. I've gone through TripAdvisor once again, came up with this feature just before the show. Kenny, you have to fill in the blank. You ready?
I'm more than ready. I'm more than a feeling.
You're a moron, Gordon the moron.
Yeah.
Review for a hotel. I cannot convey strongly enough how disgusting this place is. Blood-stained headboards, great name for a punk band, that have been clearly been up since the World War, brackets the first one. They're having a laugh. Rude staff, windows that won't close, no hot water, broken furniture, dirty utensils, broken light fixings, and actual blank in the kettle. What was in the kettle? Kenny Beveridge.
What was in the kettle? Bovril.
Bovril. The most British. That sounds like a town that we could have mentioned earlier.
Yeah. Anyone who doesn't know what Bovril is, it's gravy drink. No, it's beef drink.
Yeah, sort of.
Get beef, put it in a drink. You've got yourself a Bovril, sir.
It's like a watery Marmite. What was in the kettle? Bovril?
Was it rats?
I got a rat in my kettle, what am I gonna do? Don't do the accent.
Was it lime scale?
Well, no, maybe in yours. there was an actual poo in the kettle.
What?
Someone had done a poopy whoopy in the kettle. In what situation do you need to shit in a kettle? I
Well,
mean, that's the pot calling the kettle brown. That's what that is.
hello.
Hello.
That's the potty calling the kettle brown.
Oh, he's improved it. You've really stepped up. You've really stepped up this week. I'm proud of you.
Thank you, mate. Thank you.
Don't do it again, though, because it's kind of,
Is it pulling away from...
Yeah, you should really be in my shadow. So.
Right, okay.
All right?
Yeah.
One more. Sexual predator, this is called, this review.
Great.
As my partner and I strolled around the children's section, that's in capitals, of the zoo, an emu got a bit too friendly with me, rubbing itself against me. I pushed away, and it decided to go blank on some poor lady.
It's called sexual predator, so it went
to Twitter and used a hashtag. No,
on some poor lady. What did it go? It went.
It decided to go
Wank.
not wee. Well, it decided to go ejaculate on some poor lady. Oh,
What a
that
poor
is
lady.
like Spider-Man. That is bad, that, isn't it?
That is not preferable for. I mean, in the adult section of the zoo, perfectly allowed.
Yeah.
Never in the children's section. Come on.
Come on now. Never in the children's section. Shall I find one more?
Go on.
What's a good one? I'm doing this live. Oh, some ridiculous ones. Here we go.
The source of all
Here we go. Here's
TripAdvisor.
one. Okay. Here we go. That's worded wrong. Okay, they built a blank, so why should I be impressed? We'll finish on that. Okay, they built a blank. Why should I be impressed?
That's the how self-righteous is that?
Yeah, okay, you did it.
What I really want it to be is the pyramids.
It's very clear. It is one of the wonders of the world. It's not this podcast.
The only wonder. I'm wondering why this podcast is still going. But
Me too.
Go on, what is it?
Okay, they built just a wall. So why should I be impressed? That is a review of the Great Wall of China.
I mean,
so they built a wall.
When you think, where should we go today? Oh, maybe we'll go to the Great Wall of China. You know really what you're getting into there.
Yeah. I'd imagine it was like, what was it? That It Don't Impress Me Much. You did that. Shania Twain,
yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so you build a wall. That don't impress me much.
Okay, so you build a wall you can see from space. Yeah. That don't impress me. No,
that's not true.
It's not true.
Yeah, don't lie. You did well with the plant stuff and you've lied. You know what I mean? I'm really sick of you. That should have been a U, but it was a H.
Claude Debussy. Can I say that again?
He's brought it back.
Debussy.
Anyone listening audio-wise, again, you've missed a lot of visual gags in this episode. What we've started to do is alienate the people that just listen to it by doing loads of visual stuff. So please go over to YouTube. I suppose this is the time where I might as well wrap things up and tell you to go to YouTube for the visuals. If you want the audio only, Spotify, Stitcher, SoundCloud, iTunes, bigheadsmedia.com. Where else can they contact us, Kenny Beveridge?
They can contact us at rockandrollupodcast@gmail.com for any email needs you might need.
If you want us to go and do some gigs with plants, we will do that.
Oh, yeah. I'll dress up as a plant.
Oh, what would you dress up as?
A succulent, because we all know why.
We all know why. I'll be gravitating around your bum later on.
Succulenting.
Succulenting. We're on Rock Roll Up Pod on Twitter, aren't we?
We're on Rock Roll Up Pod.
We're on the
No,
hill
you don't need to
Twitter.
feed me the line. You don't need to feed me the line. I can do the line.
Well, I don't know if you can.
We're at Rock Roll Up
Because
Pod.
you've done a line before the show.
We're at Rock Roll Up Pod on Twitter, Rock and Roll Up Podcast on Facebook and Instagram. When you go to YouTube, make sure subscribe and click that bell, baby.
Click the bell, ring the bell. Lovely bells. Buy me a bell. I'd love a little bell. Doo. You know, if you want like something to eat or drink or something. Excuse me, another crumpet, please.
Yeah.
It's Windsor. That's what we do.
True. Yeah.
What are you can do now then, mate?
Well, I'm probably going to find some sort of cold lake, maybe a puddle, just to dive into. I might go and stand in front of my freezer for a while because I'm pretty hot
Pretty hungry.
and hungry.
Yeah.
I don't know if you won't have
frozen
known during this podcast. Tesco man delivered all my food shopping.
Oh, that was very quiet, wasn't it?
It was quiet.
Other supermarkets are available.
Asda man also came over, and Morrison's man, and Asda one man came over.
Because that's fine. You know what I mean? That's Asda price. Remember they used to spank the bum? That's Asda price. Can't do that anymore. Sexual assault. Can't do that anymore.
Don't do that.
So you bet you had the marvel of supermarket mascots in your house.
They're all here.
Did they comment on all the plants you've got in there? Or?
They've spoken about it. It's been
They mentioned it.
my partner has actually been showing them around, talking about each individual one.
And this is where Kenny does his podcasting. Hi there, Kenny. Hi there.
Hi. We should sign off.
See you in a bit.
Oh.
Well, I'd love to have a bye. I did have a B. I was going to do a B and an I. I guess that would say bye, which I suppose is very in at the moment. But just got a H. So
Just got a H.
I guess we'll have to say good hi now. Hood bye. Hood bye is a goodbye you say in the hood. Peace out.
Big time. Bye
Bye
bye.
there. Bye now. Goodbye now. Bye bye. Bye bye now.